Hi everyone, it's your girl Simply Angelica. Another day in Angelica's life. So on this day, I just stood up from home and I decided to go and buy chikanda. It's chikanda is how can I explain it? It's they call it an African poloni. Yeah, that's how they call it. But it's just a Zambian traditional food that is it Bembas? I think the Bemba people eat. Yeah, it's nice and yeah. So this is Soweto, the busiest market in Lusaka. Yeah, I reached Soweto, but it was kind of busy and I couldn't really capture the video that's clear because a lot of people don't like being captured. So I tried to capture what I can capture. Yeah. Yeah, so this is chikanda. So I found chikanda is very expensive here in Lusaka, and I bought this at only so I will start to clean it first, and then this is the machine that they use to grind the same chikanda. So after I cleaned it with and this is how it came out after being grinded. And then after that I went home, I got groundnuts, and then that's the chikanda I had to put on the brazier. I didn't show you the part where I put on the brazier. And then after that I had to go and mix the groundnuts with some warm water. This was my first time making chikanda, so I wasn't even sure of what I was doing at this moment because I just watched some videos on TikTok, on YouTube, and then that was the method most of the people were using. So I had to mix the groundnut with some warm water, and then afterwards, after the water got, after the groundnuts and the water bent, I had to mix the chikanda. Yeah, I had to mix the chikanda. As you can see, my grandmother was just like, "What are you even doing?" It's like, "I'm cooking. You see what they turn out to be." So that's me mixing chikanda with groundnuts. I wasn't even aware of what I was doing at this moment. I was just like, let me do what I was watching. And what was my head right now was, what if anything goes wrong? What if anything goes wrong? What will happen? Where will I take all my money and everything? That was the things the thoughts that were in my head. Oh, at this moment, I was like, no ways. I won't use all the chikanda because I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe something can just go wrong and stuff. So I was like, okay, this is enough. Let me just use the same thing that I've used that I've already cooked. That's how I stopped adding the chikanda and started just mixing what I had already cooked. And after a couple of time mixing, I now got soda and salt. I added a bit of salt and a bit of soda. After adding that, I continued stirring until the mixture was at the point where I wanted it to be. And then was how it started looking after some time. Yes, I continued cooking. Is it cooking? I continued cooking. Yeah, I was happy that the outcome was something that I was watching. So I was a bit happy, though at this point I didn't know anything that I'm supposed to do next. So I was just doing this to just encourage myself that okay, the things that I couldn't imagine that would come out this way is working, and it's coming out the way I want it to come out. Yeah. So this was how it started looking, and I was like, wow, this is starting to look like something that I want. Yeah, at this point, I even stopped using my tripod. I was like, let me call someone to just come and capture me. So that was me adding a bit of soda. Yeah, I added soda a little bit late. So, oh, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing at this point. Yeah, but it started to show me that something is coming out of what I'm doing. Yeah, so at this moment, I started encouraging myself and was like, oh, I can do anything. Yeah, it was like, I'm sure this will come out as I will have been watching. Yeah, you can cook chikanda at any time. You can have it with shima, or you can just eat it just like that. It's just something that's very nice when you eat. Yeah, it's nice, and I think I've enjoyed cooking it and using the internet. I've enjoyed using the internet, knowing how to cook chikanda. Yeah. So I watched a video that I watched. They used water to just how can I say it? To clean it up, to arrange it in just a neat way. Yeah, so that it should come out really nice when you are done. So that's how they used water and stuff. So I also placed water in a bowl, and then I used the same cooking stick that I was using, and then I just dragged the ones that were mumbali mwapoto down. Yeah, there in apple, doing the same thing. It's so nice. It looks so nice. It's so yummy. Wow. And okay, at this point, I was asking myself, chizakosa, like, will this come out the way I want it to come out? I was still having doubts, but I was like, at least even if it won't come out the way I want it, but I have tried. At least I have reached this point. Okay, so after this, I had to just add some. What's this? It was time to bake, so I had to add some charcoal on top of the lid I was using for it to bake. Yeah, there in apple, that's what I was doing, collecting the white charcoal and putting it on top of the lid so that it bakes. Yeah, it comes out really nice so that the water dries and stuff. Yeah, so this was what was happening here. Wow, I was like, wow, is it me doing this? At this point, I was so happy and excited. I was like, clock it. Yeah, so this is how it came out. This is how it came out. This is how it looked. Well, I'm super proud of myself. And then this is how it came out of a pot. And then it was time to test. Yo, I wanted to taste it when it was hot, and they said just leave it. This was how it looked. You can imagine the taste. Thank you so much for watching. Try it also. Bye. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my page. Bye.